And here's part two to the Biden budget proposal that could impact your tax situation for family-owned businesses. Number three, Biden is taking aim at real estate investors and eliminating tax deferral provisions. Basically, this is the thing you hear about big investors. It's kind of like Monopoly. You buy a house, you buy a house, you buy a house, and then you take the three houses and you trade them for a hotel. There is a way that real estate investors can pay low tax or no tax, and basically the premise of that law, as I understand it, was to encourage Americans to own real estate, unlike some countries where all the real estate is owned by the government. If we're talking about changing this tax law, it's definitely going to affect real estate investors, and I personally think it's definitely going to affect the real estate market. It would have to. Number four, Biden proposes pushing up corporate tax rates. Now, don't get too concerned and alarmed. So many family-owned businesses are taxed as pass-through entities, which would be either an LLC or taxed as an S corporation, which means that the business profit is taxed on the owner's returns at whatever tax bracket they're in. This provision is meant to affect anyone that is doing business as a C corporation. C corporations report their own income and expenses and pay their own tax separate from the owners. It can be a strategy for high asset, high income people, or certain people can benefit from it, like maybe if you're not a citizen yet. There's lots of situations where it can make sense to be taxed as a C corporation, even though it's kind of out of vogue. But nonetheless, when you're talking about increasing taxes on business people, how will that affect America? Lastly is number five. It's something called the net investment income tax. And the premise of the net investment income tax is if your business profit is above a certain level, then you pay additional tax. It's been kind of quiet for a while because a lot of family-owned businesses are presently exempted from it under the law. Now, this was born out of the Obama era, and it was a way to fund insurance and healthcare for the country. It's been kind of quiet, it's been kind of silent, but they're talking about reactivating it. So who would this affect? Anyone in business. Read the article. If you're making more than a certain profit level, now you pay a higher tax rate. Check it out, folks. I'm just reporting on what CNBC said. You should walk away from this video thinking, man, if this happened, how would it affect me? And then you know what you should do? Talk to your legislator and let them know how you feel.